Warning, this video is going to contain memes. This deck is a meme. Anyway, welcome back to, Hearthstone. So, if you've been watching some of my previous episodes, you may have remembered an episode where I played Burgle Rogue pretty early on this in the expansion, because this is kind of one of my favourite decks. I just love the idea of discovering cards from other classes that can kind of, cover any eventuality. Any deck I play against, I just pull the cards out that I want to deal with that. Unfortunately, Burgle Rogue, kind of garbage, and most of the problem with it is, discovering cards that will actually help you in that scenario. The average card in the deck, most average cards, they're pretty bad in Hearthstone. So you really want to selectively discover something. Equally then, the backbone of the deck is kind of weak, because a lot of the discovering steely cards from other classes are pretty poorly statted. So I decided to, go back to the laboratory and work on Burgle Rogue. Do I need it to be a Renathal deck for value? That's not great right now. There's so much aggro and there's combos. So I threw that out the window. Put it in the bin. I don't litter. That went straight into the bin. Then, I looked at my NMR trace of the Burgle deck and I'm like, oh, there's all this shit at the lower end. And I can't make any heads or tails of this, alkylic signals. So then I eventually did a 2D NMR with my Cat Millie. And I thought, what if in one dimension we have the Tempo Rogue deck? Because the Tempo Rogue deck contains stuff like the Tooth, which is also in the Burgle deck. And you could pretty easily stick in some low-cost cards like Parlay as well, which I've added to it. Jackpot's pretty low-cost, so you could do something with Edwin. And Edwin would give us a nice amount of draw, because really all we want to do, and I think this is the mistake I made with Burgle Rogue, is that you kind of just play all these cards out, and you eventually get a contraband stash, and that's your big power spike. But what if you don't play lots of things? What if we very selectively, and we just use it for a big amount of tempo? We try and do a contraband stash that maybe only summons 3 things, but it's 3 good things, and we try and select them. So with Tooth and with Reconnaissance, I can select that. I can draw into them quickly with Edwin. We also have other forms of drawing the deck, thanks to Door of Shadows, which could also give me another contraband stash. So we can just keep casting stash after stash after stash. That is the game plan. And also, we have Queen Ashara in the deck, so I can always copy another spell at 1 cost. And I've been using that for contraband stash. And also from Ashara, if we're really stuck on the old draw, I can always pull out the add 5 spells to the deck that cost 1 or whatever it is and draw 2 cards. It's pretty handy. There's so much value in the deck. And this kind of gets around some of the issues that you had where you'd get cards stuck in your hand and you would just, you'd overfill your hand too easily. So this is my solution. It is the Tempo Rogue with the Burgle package. Now, I will admit, Edwin does sometimes get clumped up pretty easily. Also, hello co-host. Edwin gets clumped up pretty easily. You pull out a Tess, sad times. You pull out Queen Ashara, sad times. But with Shroud, you can pretty consistently pull Tess out early. You can get Queen out fairly early. There's not many minions in this deck at all. So it's really whether or not you can get those contraband stashes. But even if you do, if you get a 4/4 Edwin and draw 2 cards, I think that's good enough for this deck. And people think you are the Tempo Rogue deck, so they shit themselves. It's really funny. Anyway, what am I aiming for this deck? I'm probably aiming for... Give me 3 wins. I'm going to be optimistic. I think we can beat 3 people with this deck. Now, we could also go 0-7, because if at the end of the day we draw bad cards, we discover bad cards, then you're going to lose. That's kind of the downside. But if we can set up a big Ed, that's going to be a really good turn still. Some decks cannot deal with big Ed. Alright, any opponent will do now, Hearthstone. Thank you. I'll take a Dastardly Death Knight, a little puppy. Okay. Oh, by the way, Meister is in this deck as well, just to discount the nulls. But we can unmask very early with Jackpot, so I think I'm going to keep a Jackpot. Okay, this is actually kind of a dream hand right now. You have Tooth that can deal with like a Librarian or an early Imp. Reconnaissance, I think, is the best card in this deck. Discovering a Death Rattle minion. There are some pretty good Death Rattle minions in Hearthstone. It's probably one of the few like archetypes at the moment where the average Death Rattle card is still pretty good. And even just pulling like, 2 Death Rattle minions out with Contraband Stash can be enough tempo just to, beat your opponent down. Obviously, anything right now would be more tempo than my opponent is showing, which is actually non-existent. It's fine, just rope the mulligan. It's okay, I'll stroke Millie. Millie, are you enjoying this game so far? No? Yeah, me neither. Okay. I'm not greeting this person. They don't deserve it. Flow Phoenix. And the roping turn 1. Wonderful. EU Hearthstone, ladies and gentlemen. It's fine. Listen, they clearly knew that I wasn't playing Warrior. They clearly knew no one plays Warrior anymore. It's garbage. Why would you play Warrior? Therefore, they knew we had to be a rogue, and they were like, I don't want to play Tempo Rogue. I don't want to. And they concede. Perfect. I'll take it. Look, the game says that's a win. It's a win. That was a win, Millie. We won one. You and me. In fact, Millie, you could have won that game, legitimately. If you'd somehow accidentally clicked on end turn, you would have won that game.
Tyrande versus Malfurion. My beloved.
Shroud, I think, is definitely a keep in this deck. Parlay is interesting. So my theory on Parlay is, firstly, you can steal combo pieces with it, namely against Priest. Also, I found the average card in an opponent's deck of, like, another class is better than my random average card from another class. So that's why Parlay's in the deck. Also, it's very cheap, which is good for Edwin. But we might want to... We probably want to uncloak as soon as possible, because this is not the I'm going to smash you in the face druid. This is I'm going to make the game last an hour and outvalue you. I think I'll tooth this next turn. Okay, they have Mr. D in their hand. Alright, it's time to duel. Oh yeah, because I'm not rogue right now. It sees this as a different class. That's kind of funny. Judgment of Justice could be nice when they get big stuff out. The Vessel's pretty good tempo, but it won't be recast. And we haven't got many minions, so I think we'll take Justice. And I'm toying with coin trade. Okay, I'll take this. And I'll parlay next turn and see what we get. Now, there is always a risk that they parlay like and grab Tess or something like that. Normally, it's not a huge issue because I'm probably going to find Tess with Shroud. If I do that, basically there's nothing in my deck that I mind being parlayed anymore. Yeah, I think we're good to go. Anything that's not a neutral, please. Thank you. Perfect. And now we put on the pressure. Druids, they can't deal with the early game. That's their weakness. Admittedly, I wouldn't say this is the early game anymore, but... they're not going to be able to do anything. Now, Jerry Rig is... I said it was fine. It's not great, because it's pretty bad value for me to play a 2-1 into Contraband Stash, so I'm probably going to hold this as long as I can. And try and get something a little bit better. But I think Judgment is fine. I think Judgment is worth playing. It isn't great into the tokens, though. But I think just to get it on the board early is fine. Ooh, what are you stealing? Okay, that's fine. You can have one of those. Alright, let's see what the gods give me. The gods give me pretty badness, honestly. I think I'll play this. And I'm just going to ping you in the face. And I think next turn we Edwin. Okay, as I said, the token's gonna eat this up, sadly. But otherwise I was floating 2 mana, so I'm not too upset. This has been a bit of an awkward draw, to say the least. Let's see what we get out of this. Okay, this is something to hang our hat on, potentially. Tyrion is great value. We're approaching the point in the game where I would like value. Oh, there's some interesting things here as well. All of these are pretty interesting, because lifesteal is a bit of an issue for me. Killing all the minions off at once is pretty good, and it's decent health. And 2 arcane spells, but I think we'll take Disciple. I'll kill off one of your dudes, and I'll end turn. We're being very selective with what we've put into our stash. We're putting good stuff in there, nothing bad. Whereas the shower, she's ready as well. So we'll be looking to a shower at some point, but probably not next turn. We'll be setting up again. Do I Tyrion first? Not a great board to Tyrion into right now. So we'll see. Eventually, Gillette will, you know, give me an idea of what they're going to play. They're going to steal another one of my cards. That's a pretty bad one. I'd probably say this is one of the worst ones they could get. But at least we've got some value already off the reconnaissance. Okay. I'm undead, not dead. Give him one of these. Let's see what else. Wild Growth, I'll take it. If we can steal something like Guff, then we'd be pretty happy with that. It would change my class to Druid, which means that all the road cards I play would then be another class, which makes Contraband pretty confusing. But I still think that would be worth it, just to deny them Guff. Okay, fair enough. I'm fine with this. I think we Tyrion. Because that's kind of awkward. Are they going to just punch in with their face to break the Divine Shield? Or are they going to play some tokens? Either way, we're getting a big weapon online. Okay, they're going to devour it. Not something I considered. How do I want to do this? Let me discover what's in the jackpot first. That's probably 2 of the worst things I could have got. We'll Contraband Stash then. And I don't want to take the damage right now because I have no ways of healing. Yeah, getting Celestial Alignment, obviously that's not something you want to Contraband Stash. They got Gigafin. Are you kidding me? That's game, isn't it? Yeah, with... Oh no, because of the 1-1. Okay, we need... If we can get targeted damage to kill the Gigafin, we can win. Or at least not die this turn. That's not going to cut it. So, my options are twofold. I can Edwin for the chance to do it.
I wonder.
Or I can search with Queen. I think this gives me the best chance of victory. I think we need a really good Colossal. I never even talked about this. But if I can Gigafin theirs, then we're going to be good. This is also pretty good. I will have to eat my previous board. I say it's pretty good. It actually means I'm going to die now. Unlucky. Well, that's Burgle Rogue for you. I burgled worse stuff than my opponent, therefore I lost. Which is unfortunate because they were playing Druid. God, I fancy getting Gigafin. Never lucky. I don't really know what I was looking for from the Colossals now that I think about it. It was really just Gigafin or nothing. I guess... whatever it's called, the Demon Hunter one could have done it as well and pinged the right minion. Actually, there's a few. The mech would have done it as well.
I must protect the Fire Lord.
Okay, I'm going to call it. I'm going to say we were unlucky. Okay, it's Druid again. Is it the face one? No, it's not. So we want to get minions on the board as soon as possible. I might even just Reconnaissance on 2 now. Okay, I'm going to Reconnaissance on 2 because we have 2 jackpots to discount nulls anyway. And... this isn't good. Even... oh, I guess it's good for the stats. But it's going to take ages for me to play it. This is going to give me so much value. Possibly too much value. Space Rock is going to give me cards I might not be able to play for a while. But I'm going to go with it, because I can play it immediately. If they destroy it, then so be it. If we can't play the spell, so be it. We get another bite at the cherry later. The dream really is, I guess, stuff like Counterspell. Explosive runes would be pretty good. Actually, the Vengeful Visage as well would be pretty nice against Druid later in the game. Is that even a... hang on a minute, I forgot it's arcane, not just traps. So I won't get explosive. I can get Counterspell though. I don't think Vengeful Visage is arcane, right? Okay, they're just going to grow. That's fine by me. Right, let's jackpot and see what we get. This is pretty good. I'll take this. I have to be a little bit careful with Flipper Friends because it could fill my board in the future. Right, let's see what's in my little box. I'll take Counterspell. I don't really like adding draw to my mystery cards. I would have done if I felt desperate, but it's so easy to have a full hand. They're having the perfect curve right now as well, which is pretty awful for me, but hey ho. I don't think I Edwin right now. I'm not under that much pressure. I think getting a 6/6 Orca is good. That's 3 spells cast as well. They can test for Counterspell pretty easily, yeah, with Aquatic Form.
This must be the way.
Deathborn is very good if they fill a board full of minions, obviously. Because really, we kind of just trying to race until they get their infinite value off. Obviously, the race is now very hard that they've guffed on, like, the perfect curve. But I think it's still feasible. But I definitely think it's now in the Druid's advantage. Why do I never get guff on, like, the perfect curve? Why can't I play guff on 6? After ramping twice and getting to push the button again. You know how times I've had, like, you know, just a full hand of just junk, honestly, that I can't play. Okay, they're gonna mill a card, that's fine. 2, 6, that doesn't really work. I don't think we Edwin again. I think 2 trade serrated. And I can cast you then, right? Yeah. I could also jackpot. But I think I'll get you online. And I think I need more value than I'm getting right now off recasting one of these. So I'm actually going to take the Horn again and just pray. In fact, I might even bounce you back and have 2 bites at the cherry. I know the real combo, the real advantage is to bounce Tess back. You're so lucky. But sometimes that's too much value. And we might be in that scenario already where if I get 6 otters, I'm going to fill my board so easily. Now, don't make the mistake I always make. You have to reactivate this. But, you know, we have an activator here. And we have many activators over here. Let's see what we have to deal with. Nothing at the moment. How are you doing nothing? Why is your board not just full of, like, 10-10 junk right now? Did you have the perfect ramp but only draw ramp cards? Is this what's gone on here?
That rope's burning again.
Is he ramping? He is. This guy's got more ramps, oh my god, than a skate park. Oh, I see what you're doing now. Oh, I don't like it. This is okay. I might take it, honestly, for the stats. Are you a beast? You're not, of course you're not. Sure. Okay. An interesting series of events have occurred. But this will hopefully save me some damage. At the very worst, we can brawl. I can set up my power to be more control-based. I'd really like to not do that, though. Because it means that Tess is probably going to die when I play her. I think if we take that line, Ashara has to copy another stash. Otherwise, we will not outvalue Druid. I won't anyway, but I definitely won't then. Okay, here are the whelps. Are you going to trade my 5 off? Is my hand going to be full? It is. Please not Tess. Or Stash. Actually, Stash is probably more important right now.
This must be the way.
Yeah, I should have thrown... actually, I couldn't throw a card away. Okay, that's fine. They are trading it out. That makes sense. I hate you. Okay. I'm going to play an Edwin. Just to have a board presence. Okay, there's Tess. 3, 6, 9. If you want to trade, then so be it. Brawl is really bad now. I've got so much value if I can. Test. In fact, I might test next turn and just accept I'm not going to Shadow Step it. And maybe try and Shadow Step Queen instead, but that's not great either. Maybe Shadow Step Smite. Surprise them with 12 damage. That's also bad.
Time has come to dethrone our former master.
That ain't gonna cut it either. I think we have to test here. Or I'll just never recover. Actually, door first, because we could hit Contraband Stash, we didn't. I didn't have enough hand space anyway. Alright. I played Hook Tusk. You know what? I'm just going to put this in the lost category now, because we've lost, haven't we?
You honor the Earth Mother.
Enjoy. I just saw a 7-mana card and was like, oh, it has to be Tess. Didn't notice it was green. Alright, can we play a Druid that doesn't, you know, ramp perfectly? Is that possible? Or, you know, get Gigafin out of a card it steals from me. Off camera, I was playing with this deck, funnily enough. I went to, like... I went from 10 to 6, and then I memed about a little bit with another deck, and dropped back down again to 9. I knew, off camera, it's fine. On camera, not as good. Okay, what's the likelihood this is actually a Demon Hunter? I think it's a Rogue. Just in case, I'm going to keep it serrated. Again, we could uncover early because of Jackpot. It'd be a bit risky because I wouldn't really be playing anything after that, but if we draw a null, I could just Jackpot. And we'll get a decent discount. I think it would take it down to 1, right? Draw 1. It is a Rogue. So that means my parlay is actually really bad. Because this is almost certainly Tempo Rogue and not Burgle Rogue. Because, hey, if you want to win games, why would you play this deck? If you want to have fun, though, if you want to relive, like, your, you know, early childhood where you watch stuff like, you know, maybe like Yu-Gi-Oh! Or something and Heart of the Cards, drawing up these clutch plays, all the dragons and stuff going onto the board, this is the deck you play. Hang on a minute, is it Burgle Rogue? It has to be, you're running Jackpot. Surprise! Okay, it's still at 1. Okay, let's see what we're playing here. Prep into Jackpot. Excellent. Oh. Uh-oh. Now, I did have this in my deck, and I took it out because it kind of clunked up Edwin too much. This is fine, though. We can just serrated it to get rid of it. So you can't Shadow Step it. That's a pretty good card to get, honestly. But it's not the end of the world for me. Now I'll Jackpot. My null will become free. Holy rune. You know what? I'm considering Shadow Stepping it and killing this. Will he just trade it into me, though? Now, he'll trade into me, I believe. Or he'll just knife it. Actually, I shouldn't leave a 3 health up, should I? Yeah, he's going to tooth it. To be fair, he would have toothed it anyway. Even if he made my other play. This one retains my Shadow Step. So, Twisting I really don't want to play. Because as I said, if I play Tess, Tess will never survive. She'll always die to the Twisting. So we're only Twisting if there's absolutely no other out. And in which case the Shadow Steps can be used for other things then. Not a great selection again. Shadow Spirit is okay in the Rogue matchup. So is Frostwolf because it's going to just stay on the board for a while. It's like slightly sticky. So I think I'll grab Frostwolf. And let's parlay. Okay, that's a pretty good thing to steal. I would ideally like to steal their Test, but Smite's pretty good. Actually, if they're running Smite, they're the greedy one, aren't they? They're playing Hooktusk as well. It's like the full Burgle package. They're going to steal my deck at some point, or try to. Okay, so that's their second one. So they're playing Turtles and Discovering a Spell, which will just give them a card draw. I've played none so far, which is fine. Queen is ready. Do I want a Queen draw? I mean, I have both my Contraband stashes, so I kind of want to just stash. But I might not be alive till then, because they're just hitting me in the face. Okay, this is pretty good. Let's see what's behind door number 1. I'll take a Flurry. I think that's good enough. Freeze both their minions. And that will, you know, it'll give me time to restabilize. I can also... Oh, hang on, I have played something. I've played 2 things now, sorry. So it's Wolf Freeze. I can Shadow Step something back if I really like this. But I don't love it. It's really when you get the, you know, the Priest Death Rattle with Lifesteal and just goes back into your deck. That I often Shadow Step and replay it again, because if you fill your board with them, you're just onto a win, frankly. Okay, give me another tooth. You remember when I said we might have to Twisting Nether at some point? The time may be upon us, if I can get the discount. 12. Okay, that's actually pretty helpful. We do this. This. So that's only 12 on the board now. You think this is enough pressure for them to not go to my face? We'll see. All they need is like a tooth or a... There's a lot of things. Wicked Stab would kill me. But I didn't really have another option there, I think. Positive. Oh, that's bad. Because now Twisting isn't a board clear. Sorry, it is a board clear, but that will live. And kill me. So I can clear something off the board.
Just what are you up to?
I think I'm dead.
Cross me if I were you. Your assistance is adequate.
I think irrespective of what I do, I die here. Because the rat is always going to come back up. That's all I can do. Just the nature of this deck. I'm having like some rough draws. They're having some like incredible tier draws. It happens. Keep going. Eventually we'll get some good discoveries. And then play our combo pieces. This deck can pop. I promise you. It's not this much of an enemy. It's not just Lost Rogue.
Versus Illidan.
Again, it's a Demon Hunter. It's almost certainly a Rogue.
Arise and carry out our
So funnily enough, I considered when I was building this deck to not have Jackpot into it. Because I think the average card that costs more than 5 as a spell, is bad. So I nearly didn't run it in there, but I felt like for clutch turns when, you know, like I could twist it, the board, I had to keep it in. But I'm honestly considering in my next iteration of this to remove it, because I think it's actually just garbage. I think the dream is just to have Tooths and Reconnaissance for Discovery. The other thing is I might have to put this as a Renfall deck again, because I just can't live through the early game. But if this is actually Demon Hunter, it is Demon Hunter. Okay, we're going to win then. It's a Demon Hunter. How could we lose? I've played Demon Hunter many a times. It's not a deck you want to be playing. Look, I've even got a great anti-Demon Hunter button. And if you play a 3 health minion out, this is where you play the 3 health minion, please. But I can Tooth it and Null will be 0. Ooh. I'm actually trying to think what 3 health minions Demon Hunter would actually play. And I can't think of one. Okay, so this is aggro Demon Hunter. It's not the Relic one, I think, because they're running that. So we need to get a move on. And it's time to get a move on. Surprise, I'm a rogue. This is pretty good to just keep pulling out. So that's my first of another class. So if we can contraband stash this, eventually it can find itself once we've, you know, pulled the Sunken Saber out. What are you? Why are you running the Shell Collector, or it's called? The Fossil Collector? Whatever. Sure. Okay, I have even more experience with this deck. You will not beat me. I will outvalue you. Alright, let's just play dudes onto the board, please. What's that smacking you in the face? Pretty garbage hand again, if I'm going to be honest with you. But hopefully you can pull out some good stuff with my doors. I have tried other things in this deck. I kind of wish I'd recorded some of my off-camera exploits. I tried gun fishing in this deck, so this is probably the biggest surprise that it's not in my deck. But I found, more often than not, you will discover a card eventually that draws you a card. And then with gun fishing, you just can't empty your hand. At least with gun fishing and Door of Shadows. So instead I went with Door of Shadows because there's a chance that you can recast your stash. And really at the end of the day, this deck wins and loses based on your stash. If you can get out like 4 stashes in a game, that's normally more than enough to win. Hey, look, they're using some of their aggro cards. I love it. There, my door's infused. And all that damage went to their face still. Alright, what's behind door number 1? Alright, what's behind door number 2? There we go. There's some value. An extra jackpot? I'm the relic demon hunter now. I think I'll blow the coin. Hang on, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, let's coin jackpot. Polymorph again is something I don't really want to cast if I can avoid it. Shield Shatter is a possibility. Tess would survive that. Alright, another vault. We could turn into the mode, though, where I just decide we're going to be a control deck. Because they're going to draw a lot of cards. So maybe we just accept that Tess won't live. And I put everything into playing as many stashes as possible instead. Also, hang on a minute. You're going to do 10. There's 8. There's 14 on the board. Let's just try and clear as much off. Hang on a minute. There is another line here where I just tooth instead. That leaves me with 3. Nah, maybe. Okay, I'm going to take the line. I'm going to tooth you. At the very worst, I shroud and hopefully hit a null. That's dangerous. This is dangerous. I'm going to take Snowed In. Destroy a damage minion. Freeze all of the minions. Okay. I've lost count. Is that 1 or 2 for my stash? What have I played this game? I haven't played anything. Oh no, I played a Sharon, so it's 2.
What a find! And fully intact.
Clearly doesn't want extinctions. Okay. I guess because they wanted Spectral Sight to outcast. Like, you're drawing all these cards. Which I assume is to try and find Zymox? I mean, I guess also the hero. But have you ever considered a world where I live? And you run out of cards?
Ancient power.
Okay, 6, 7. That's 3 now. I will play my Null. I've got Tess in hand now as well. So we could test Shadow Step. So you're going to get 6 6s and 7 7s. This is where we're going to have to make a decision, because we could polymorph the board. In which case we are the control deck. But I don't have any way to heal right now. I think if we're going to win this game, I think I have to Tess. I have to have a board presence. Nearly didn't Tess again. And we have to pray the order is right. Good, the order is right. That'll freeze the board. Then I can bounce you back. And then use you again next turn. And this denies them having attacks. Which they want with their hero power. I assume they've got their hero. No. Okay. Can you please stop hitting me in the face? I'd very much appreciate that. Three. I think we just test again and leave it on the board.
You have no idea what I'm capable of.
The order didn't really matter this time. You hit the wrong one again, so thanks for that. So I have a bunch of sunken beasts in the bottom of my deck. We'll leave Tess up now because I have no choice. If they destroy it, then so be it. Alright. So polymorph isn't a huge issue anymore. I'd rather not, but we can. I was going to say, you're not clearing this? Because I would clear it. Okay, I think it's time for Edwin to win the game for me. But what if he misses? I believe in you, Edwin. You won't miss. Right, let's steal one of their pathetic cards. Edwin. Okay. Edwin, you're a scumbag. Has anyone ever told you that? Deal damage equal to your hero's attack to the enemy hero. Hey, that would have been fantastic a while ago. So I need a zero-cost taunt. That ain't it. Despair.
Smart moves. I concede.
Despair. God damn you, Edwin. God damn you. You couldn't find me any form of destruction. Actually, did I have any? I was looking for backstab, but I think I've played both my backstabs. I played a tooth, but I haven't played the other one. And I think I still had another spike. Contraband stash would have saved me as well. I'm going to say we've been unlucky. Like, actually incredibly unlucky so far.
You have much to answer for.
It isn't over between us, brother.
Okay. Depending on what druid it is, Parlay could be useful, but I'm not going to risk it. If this is the I'm going to hit you in the face as hard as possible, I kind of need some early game destruction. Okay, it's not. In which case we need early game value. By the way, getting a discount on Contraband Stash is pretty good as well, because that lets you stash into stash. And if you've played What's-Her-Face, the queen of I'm going to give you another spell for one, you can stash a third time. Which can be like, you know, just back-breaking for certain decks. Anyway. Ooh. Here's some interesting plays. I might try Fellcell Jailer and maybe bounce it back at some point. That could be pretty brutal for Druid. Losing a few minions?
You gotta be scrappy with scraps.
So those are really good stats. 4/6. If they cast a big enough spell next turn, they could get it back, but that's going to be pretty hard to cast a 5-mana spell at turn 3. Druid can do it, but it's hard. I think I'd be willing to bet that he won't. Also, I think I'd be willing to bounce this back to my hand with Shadow Step. This is also a really good thing to get out of the stash. Very good stats. Alright, thanks for roping me. I'm sure you had really important things to do. You know. You had to log into Pokemon Go or something and have a little checkup to make sure everything was fine. See what's nearby. Why is there an amalgam in your deck? I feel like this is one of those days at the moment. Just weird stuff is happening and I'm on, like, the bad end of it. Right, there's no way you clear this, right? I mean, there is a way. Innovate. 5-cost spell will do it. Or spells that cost 5.
The sea floor be the sea floor be its
Okay.
treasure.
Sweet. Alright, I'm going to make the aggressive play now. I'm not likely to get much value out of this. In fact, I've got no value out of it. But it was at least draw a card. And it puts a body on the board. I need to be aggressive against Druid. I can't mess around. Because when they guff and they ramp, it's just GG for me. They're guffing, aren't they? Why is it always turn 5 guff? Riddle me this. Okay. You know what then, you scumbag? I'm not waiting for you. What are you at? 3 left. Five mana, summon a 4/6. Let's go. Absolutely don't play that. Oh, actually, hang on a minute. Maybe that's not an awful idea. It'd be pretty bad, though. Scale is good, though, but it fills my board, so... Is it that good? It might be a necessity. Okay, what are they going to trade? Probably the 3-1. Yeah. Okay, we can't backstab you. I don't think we mess around with this anymore. Just give me the most value you can give me. Although maybe, hang on a minute, maybe drawing spells is better. Because actually there's quite a lot of bad Colossals. You know what, let's do it. It's the only option I've not tried. It gives me 2 card draw, and my hand is a little bit garbage. Okay, my hand is still pretty garbage. Everything goes to the face right now. The face is the place. They are at 10 already. But we can scale next turn, so if they just put up a big taunt, we can actually get through it. Probably, maybe. Yeah, we could. And that would be my second spell played. Second random class card, but as I said, we might miss out on the Jailer if I Onyxia. Okay, he wants his boy back. Okay, they're Onyxiaing. The door is open.
You gotta be scrappy with scraps.
Yeah, we shouldn't play that in this deck, I just remembered. It would actually be giga-bad if I play that. I don't think it's a great Elixir either. I'm going to parlay and see what you've got. Okay, it's an Innovate. Not good, but not awful either. I'll do it, just so that I don't overdraw. Alright, free parlay. Fuck me. What's wrong with your deck? Alright, that's a good card. Oh, hang on a minute. Is this Kazuka-san? Have you got that in the deck? Is that why you've run Amalgam? Have I pulled the pieces of the puzzles together? Hang on a minute. 4, 3, that's fine.
You can't always trust what you say.
I think that must be the puzzle. I think they use it to discover dragons. In case, you know, someone steals one like this.
All it takes is love, care, and death.
Okay, my stash has to be better now. We've gone beyond the point of let's hit them quickly in the face, which are honestly beating me at the moment. Imagine getting Desperate Prayer as one of your 5 new spells that cost 0, and they're getting cost up to 1. Thanks, game. Alright, give me an elemental, please. Thank you very much. Okay, this is decent value, and we're probably going to be below 15 health any turn now. So let's do this. So that was my second different class thing I've just played. And it has to be an enemy minion, so Arcane Overflow is pretty good. Okay, we were waiting for this. It's a 10-10. Are you gonna put a 1-1, gain 11 armor? Nope. Not yet. Oh, there we go. There it is. Okay. So I can generate 14 attack worth of stats from scale. And that's probably going to be the line. Just in case they have some shenanigans, let me get rid of this as well. And sure, punch it. So we've got some pretty good spells set off. Localar is nearly up and running. He'll be a clear. I can heal with Alexstrasza if I need to. We have a Desperate Prayer if I need to, but again, I don't really want to play that. Because I don't want to get into the value matchup with Druid, which is what I'm doing. They're already at like 20 mana. Let's be honest with you, it's over. I wouldn't even say Druid was a bad matchup for this deck, honestly, off camera. But whenever Druid guffs on 5, it's always going to be an awkward matchup. They just ramped so quickly. You a dragon? You are. Okay, we try and parlay the Kazuka-san. That's the game plan now.
All it takes is love, care, and death. That rope's burning again.
Alright, well done. You have a full board. I don't really want to do another Scales. But here we are. Okay. Let's clear you off. Let's clear you off. And then let's kill 2 of these. Then I'll play that as, you know, you never know. Oh no, I'm at 5 now. I don't know. It's just over. I can't outvalue them putting 15 worth of stats on the board every turn. And then having 20 mana to actually put more on. This will take me to 15 though, so Localar will be up. But is he doing anything? Not really. He's gonna, you know, make an appearance and smile.
Ride free, Gertrude.
Localar can actually clear something.
Let your essence suffer.
Into a stash. Okay, that's all I'm getting then. I forgot about Innovate, honestly. They now know it's Snake Trap. Tremendous. What a series of steals, by the way. The amount of great cards Druid has in the deck, and I stole 2 of those. Fucking phenomenal. Alright, I'm just gonna go and sit down in a cold, dark room for a moment. I'll be back in a second. I'm just in ultimate despair mode. I'll play an extra game as well, because one of them wasn't really a game. Alright, one moment. Apologies, I'm back. It took a little bit longer than I thought, because I went literally away, went to pee. That's actually what I was doing. And I came back and my internet switched off. So the internet's like, no, you're not playing this anymore, stop it, please. But nope, we're still playing it. Nope, that's not true. Can you reconnect me? Thank you. Well, we're not going to get the 3 wins anymore, but you know what? Maybe we get to 2. Maybe we can actually win a game legitimately. Mage, perfect. It's not going to be Druid. They're not going to guff on 5. Instead, they're going to match on 7. Right. I want none of this. Thank you. This is fine. Reconnaissance, honestly, is the one I really want. Unlucky again not to get the Warlock hero power. It's definitely the best one for this deck. Just drawing some additional cards.
A smidge of this, a pinch of that.
I tell you what, if I draw Tooth, I'm going to Tooth it. Because they're going to potentially give me another card from a different class. I'll draw one anyway, so that's going to be another discount on the Null. So my Null would be at 3, and Reconnaissance would take it to 2. I think he took Shattering Blast. But that doesn't help me in any way, shape, or form. So I'm going to take Pyroblast. Ah. Okay, we'll just hang out like this then for a little bit. Pyroblast wouldn't really have helped me either, but nor would the first Flame. That would have just filled my hands with flames. And eventually I would just stash all the flames. Which is no bueno. Pyro was not particularly good either, but I knew it wasn't Pyroblast, so... I was like, we can hold this in our hand until, you know, it's a finisher. I'm going. Reconnaissance. Rat King could just stay on the board indefinitely and be a real annoying dude, so I'll take it. Surprise, by the way. Alright, they're just pushing everything into my face at the moment. Fair enough. They've already decided none of a threat to use these on minions. Oh my god. Please! Okay, get the Rat King out. This is going to be annoying for Ping Mage, which is what I presume I'm playing. Or Skelly Mage. It's probably Skelly Mage, actually. Or is it Big XL Mage? No, it's Skelly Mage. Okay. Okay. Cutlass, my hand. Discounts. Okay. Shroud me. The Null is still at 2. Huh. Not gonna lie, I thought it was cheaper than that. We'll trade cards if you don't mind. That's not really what I wanted. Fuck you, I'm hitting you in the face. If you want to hit me, hit me. I'm not hitting you, I'm being the aggressor here.
The wails of these caverns chill.
I don't think I've played a class spell yet, have I? Or a school spell for multicaster. Okay, we should remove some damage off the board. I think I'll serrate you. Nah. Yeah, maybe. I'm gonna serrate you because you're kind of like a 4-2. And I think I want to remove some of the damage off the board. You still push 2 of it. This is what we've wanted for all this time. This honestly is potentially game winning for me. And I'll backstab one of these guys. My main weakness is getting health back. Normally you can discover a death rattle that gives you armor or something awesome or health. And it's just not really come to fruition. I guess I did get Cookie earlier on, but I didn't take it because I'm dumb. This is lifesteal, and this will persist in my deck. It's honestly potentially worth me just contrabanding just for Mida. Please don't take my contraband stash. The actual one downside of my stash right now is I get a Rat King with it. What are we taking? My hand is pretty garbage, honestly. What did he take? Oh, he took Door of Shadows. I don't think this is the play. I don't know if you can out-race the heal of Mida. Especially when I have two of them. Honestly, let's play a Null on the board. I'm just fed up with taking damage. Fire Sale can go back in my deck. I don't want it. Ooh, a Tooth. This is the dream of the deck. This is what I was saying all along. You don't always have to get a full value stash. Getting 11 mana discount off the stash is good enough. Take it back, you scumbag. I don't want that Fire Sale. Admittedly, it's in the hand now, which might mean declare, but I didn't want it. I've still not played anything of a class. What are you at? 3 now. Oh, healing 8 though. It's gonna be sweet. There's Tess. Let's jackpot and see what's in the box. This is pretty good for my build right now. Not fantastic, but it's a consideration. I do have to be a bit careful about my board size, so maybe I just don't go for it. Don't risk me losing some meters to, you know, a full board. This might be one of those weird games where I might Shadow Step a Rat King just to get it off the board. But I don't think it's going to be an issue. I think this is already too much for Mage to just deal with. I'm just going to be pushing too much damage continuously. And healing, more importantly. Assuming they are going to ping me at some point, they'd have to ping for like more than 8 to actually, you know, affect me. And that's just not going to happen. We need to not be afraid to test this game. I told you, matches are basically on 7. But yeah, we should not be afraid to test here. Hello, Millie. Welcome back. You're about to witness me potentially winning a game. I know, incredible, right? Don't hit the 4-1. Thank you. Should we just make this cat cam? Should we have this as cat cam? Can you play the game for me, Millie? Shall we say that you won this game? Because honestly, I was struggling. And then you came along, and it was no longer a struggle anymore. Alright. That's fine. Let me parlay. Okay, I'll take it. What are you at, by the way? 4. Oh, balls. We do this, then. I deny you being able to make 4 easily. Because it's really just that hero power now I'm scared of. If you clear them, I'm not hugely bothered. Because eventually they're going to come back. Right? Is that the correct play, Millie, do you think? said, yeah, she said that's the right play, father. Deathborn? Deathborn? Probably. There we go. But that will give me a dude back, right? I'm gonna get a rat back. The king of the rats. Who knows where it's at? That's right. So he's gonna push 5 still this turn. Excuse me. Why are you biting my arm? Just wrapped around it, biting it. You're a crazy cat at times. Has anyone told you that? You're just insane. Okay, I think this is actually one of the games where Contraband Stash is potentially the better option. I had another cast of it, so I might take the Ring of Tides. And honestly, I'm just going to push face. You trade with me. Do you want me to cuddle you? Come on my arm. I can play one-handed. I just need you to be on my arm. And not the arm that I use with the mouse. Yeah, you heard mouse and got excited, didn't you? Can you not? Right, let me pick you up. There we go. Now I need you to go onto my left arm, okay? I'm just going to shuffle you along, Millie. Don't worry. Yeah, thank you for grappling me and biting me. There we go. We've done it. You can stay here. Okay? It's going to help my view count, because everyone likes a lovely cat. That's why you go onto the internet. You either go on for, you know, prawn, but you're the second most viewed thing on the internet, cats. What happened to my board, by the way? What happened to my health, by the way? Where's it all gone? Okay. Edwin. That's going to break Edwin, unfortunately. And I will have to play Immortalized in Stone just for protection. Don't be Mordresh, because I think that might be lethal. What's going on here? Uh-oh. When did this get to 7, by the way? When did that happen? Get trade, my board. Thank you. That's a Rat King. That's more health for the Health Lord.
Stay where you are.
Oh, baby. Why would you not trade into that first? Oh, I see. I forgot you generated that. I mean, everything else has to go face, right? Yeah. Are you kidding me? Okay. This is going to look weird. Healed? I want the board space back. And then we test. And ideally don't cast Rat King, please. That's fine. That's not really that fine, honestly. Shadow Step you back. And... Door. Honestly, that's not the worst thing that could have happened there. It's pretty bad. To prep Tooth. I think it doesn't help me. Okay, they clearly haven't got Mordresh. Wait, I'm dead, I've just realised, to the hero power. Millie. It's gone badly, Millie. I know. It's gone badly. I'm gonna play one more. We have to win one game legitimately. This deck isn't that bad. It's a bit of a meme, as I said, but come on. Alright, are you done? She's like, that's all I could take. It's like, yeah, no, I feel the same, Millie. It was going so well, we were 1-0 at one point. What can you say? Alright.
I will fight with honor.
It's not a druid. That's what we'll say.
I see you've brought guests.
My hand is pretty garbage. You may have noticed. Oh, please don't. They're gonna null muck pool it or something on turn 3 and I'm just gonna cry.
Reporting for duty.
Nature waits.
Okay. It's still not great, but it's not as bad as it could be. Let's, come out of stealth. Cold Case is some armor. I think I'll take it because of that. And let's get a null on the board. Let's try and put some pressure onto the control deck. That's completely fine. As long as you're not going to gold chip null me for cheap, I'll take you trading it out with your fish. That's one less worry for me. Okay, that's one spell cast. Fine. This is going to hit Serrated unless it hits the spell I draw. It's going to hit Serrated. Right. It's a bit early for an Edwin, but we're Edwin-ing. That's fine. Don't hit. Actually, I'm not even going to risk it. Prep it. Play it. That's better. Backstab. Into Serrated. Okay, the Edwin is finally popping. Running a low curve in this deck is finally paying off. Okay, it's over now with the parlay. We don't Shadow Step him back. I would like the damage, please. Or at least the threat of damage. And we don't cast front lines. That would be pretty bad as well. As I said, I honestly think we should take... I say wait. I might take Jackpot out of this deck. I think it's just awful. There are a few things that are really good. Like, Rune is good. The Druid equivalent of the Rune is pretty good. But that's like it. There's not that many good high-cost spells. Sometimes you do get the Amulet as well. But that's not fantastic either. Do I want draw right now? You know what? Ashara and give me draw. And also Shadow Step it back. Because that now counts as one spell. Ooh. Clear you off with a backstab. hit it. Wonderful. Holy moly, I'm controlling the board. I'm controlling the tempo of the game. My tempo rogue aspect of the deck is actually working. And Shaman is doing what I expected it to do. It's just permanently freezing me. Okay, they must have null. Okay, they don't have null. What are you doing? That does not bother me in any way, shape, or form. That's not a great evolve target. Okay, send that back to the deck. That's pretty good. Gets me Tess.
Show me that face.
I'll Queen next turn. So let's parlay and see what we get. That's a pretty good grab, honestly, from that deck. Then, hope that it hits it again. Never mind. I'll accept that another minion is frozen. You can't freeze me forever, Shaman. Eventually you run out of Macaws, Wind Chills, Sleep Breakers, whatever the other big golem is that's not very good. Caverns. You'll run out eventually. And then, who'll be laughing? That's right, me. Right, have I played anything of a different class yet? I don't think I have. Shroud does nothing, I've drawn all my minions. Let's go get a big Colossus. It's going to carry me. Big Colossal. That's a good Colossal. I'll take it. Okay, you are the worry. So let me clear you off the board. I'll ping you. And go to face. Have I cast another spell from another class? I really don't remember. I don't think I have. Because we won a game! All it took was the most useless Shaman start I've ever seen. Just a few caverns. Oh. Well. What can I say? I didn't make my 3-win quota. Realistically, it was a 1-win. But we all had fun, right? Anyway, I'll take this back to the laboratory. Clearly I didn't read my 2D NMR correctly. I did like a cozy when I was meant to do a tozy or something. I don't remember. And I will see you in the future with another variant of this. Goodbye. Also goodbye from Millie, who is sod off. Bye.